Hey, what's up everybody? Chris Brainard here with APE Strength. I want to talk to you guys today about the 40-yard dash. I get asked a lot about what's the most efficient way to improve our 40. Obviously, if you're a middle school, high school kid, you're probably getting graded on your 40-yard dash. So today we're going to cover everything from your start, running mechanics, the first 10 yards in the acceleration phase. And that way you guys can kind of take some nuggets away and work on it at home. First thing we're going to start off with is our mechanics. So the start and the first 10 yards of the 40-yard dash are going to be the most important two phases for the athlete. So I have Hayden here to set up for his starting position. First thing first, it's going to be general because every athlete is different. And one position might be more comfortable than the other. So this is just going to kind of be a general guideline for you guys that you can work at home or at the park or wherever. But there are going to be a couple different variations, obviously based on the athlete. So I'm going to have Hayden first thing. He's going to step on top of the line with both feet. He's going to take 1 foot back to his heel, okay, and then he'll take the opposite leg and go heel or his back toe in line with his heel. So when we go down, okay, his left knee is going to be in line with his front toe. Okay, so right there. Now this is a general guideline. Some guys will go knee in front of the for like a quicker start, and then some guys will go knee a little further back for kind of a more powerful start. Okay, we want our shoulders over our hands. Okay, and from here he's going to lift his hips up. Okay, he'll take a deep breath in, and then he's going to take his hand back, okay, and that's going to kind of set us up for that starting position. What I like to do with guys to really kind of get them comfortable in this position is, we'll just kind of spend, 5-10 minutes on this at the beginning of a workout where they're kind of getting the feel for that. They're taking that deep breath, getting the hand off, holding for 5 seconds. That way they can really get comfortable in that position and really own it. The next phase that we're going to go into is going to be our acceleration phase. So this is going to be the first 10 yards of the 40-yard sprint, and this is going to be the most important for the athlete. So likely whoever takes the least amount of steps is going to get out to the best start, but we want to really focus on covering ground, applying force into the ground, and exploding out. So I'm going to have Hayden get into his starting position that we just went over. Yep, so shoulders are going to be over the line. Okay, he's going to take a deep breath, hand back, and then he's going to explode out. Good. So what we really want to focus on is really applying force into the ground, and we're trying to cover as much ground as we can with that first step. So whoever can get up to speed the quickest is more than likely going to be the most successful with the 40-yard. So the next phase that we typically cover with a lot of the athletes is just making sure that they're using the proper arm and leg drive. So sometimes a lot of the younger athletes will come in and you'll see that they're moving same arm, same leg. And so when we're running, naturally we want to use opposite arm and opposite leg, right? So that's kind of the proper gait mechanics. Something that I like to tell athletes is when they're down in that starting position and that hand is back, is I really want them to think about like they're uppercutting somebody to really kind of get that explosive arm action going. And then with his legs, I want him thinking about driving back into the ground where he's really trying to focus on putting force and propelling himself forward. So the last phase that we're going to go over today is going to be our finish phase. So a lot of times, after the first 10 to 15 yards of our acceleration phase, we kind of tend to get in our mind, we see the finish line and we just want to get to the line, right? But we always instruct our athletes to finish 5 yards past the line, so that way their mindset doesn't get off that and they're slowing down slightly before. But I'm going to have Hayden get up here. So Hayden, get into your starting position. And so we're going to kind of go over some of the proper body angles that we're looking for. So in the acceleration phase, we want our shoulders forward, right? So that's kind of is considered the drive phase. So we want a little bit more of a forward lean and a positive shin angle. So if you see here, Hayden, turn to the side. No, switch your feet. So just let's pretend, yeah. So if you see here, he's got a positive shin angle. where his knee is over his toe, right? So that's gonna allow us to produce the proper amount of force in order to move horizontally, move forward. And then as we start, getting past that acceleration phase, which I always like to tell the athletes, kind of let it happen where they're gradually, kind of getting taller, right? We're getting into more of a max velocity phase. And then at the end, if they're being laser timed, we always want them to kind of lean forward a little bit kind of as they're crossing the line. A couple things that I want to bring up real quick is going to be the difference between laser time and handheld time. So obviously laser is going to be the most accurate timing, and that's where we typically see times being, they're more accurate, but they're typically a little slower than our handheld time because of the variability, right? I mean, if an athlete's crossing the line, there's quite a bit of difference when the coach is stopping and starting to watch versus the laser, which is going to be, a lot more accurate. And then the last thing we want to talk about is how much improvement can we realistically expect. So a 7th grader, if they're running a 5.1, it's not realistic to expect them to go to 5.1 to a 4.7 to a 4.8 in the matter of a year, right? So generally speaking, everyone's different. Kids are maturing at different time frames, but generally, a 1/10 to 2/10 of improvement in their 40 is good. And as they kind of progress and get older, that's when we really tend to see, the times drop as they get stronger and more mature. Now we're going to spend a few moments on some exercises that'll help you guys get quicker and faster in the 40. So the first exercise that we're going to go over is going to be a kneeling stance drill. So I'm going to have Hayden set up with his toe behind the line. Okay, his opposite knee is going to be in line with his right heel. He's going to go hands on hips. Okay, he's going to get a nice forward lean. All right, we're really loading this right leg, and then he's focused on putting force into the ground and exploding out. So go ahead, Hayden. Good, boom, just like that. So a couple main points that we're looking for on this drill is, so I want his front shin to be about 45 degrees. Okay, so that's gonna be a positive shin angle, and then all we're focused on doing is he's gonna lean forward. Okay, and we're exploding 45 degrees out using his hips. So boom, just like that. So the next exercise that we're going to go into is going to be our band resisted march. So I'm going to have an athlete put a band around their waist. Okay. If you have a partner at home, feel free to do this for 10 to 15 yards. Or if you have a tree, a post, something similar, just loop the band around that. But I'm gonna have the athlete start in a tall and tight position, okay, where he's on the balls of his feet. His heels are gonna be a couple inches off the ground. And from here, all we're gonna do is go into our marching, where he's moving opposite arm, opposite leg. And what we're really focusing on here is his foot attacking the ground, putting force into the ground, and kind of getting that pattern down and getting a nice rhythm. The next exercise that we're going to go into is going to be an acceleration up down. So I'm going to have Hayden stand right up against the wall. He's going to take a couple big steps back. Okay, and then he's going to fall into the wall, making sure his wrists are in line with his shoulders. So from here, what I'm looking for is a nice 45-degree position. Okay, his glutes are tight, his core's engaged. Okay, and then we're going to take one leg and reach it behind. Okay, and then we're going to drive through that right foot. So we're really focusing on, feeling, putting force into the ground and propelling ourselves forward. Good, driving, good. So we'll do both sides, couple reps. Give us a reaching, and then push and drive, good. Good, so what I want him also thinking with that opposite knee is like imagining there's a sheet of glass and he's trying to break the glass with that knee to work on proper knee drive. Yep, so breaking the glass. So imagine there's a sheet of glass right here, Hayden, and you're trying to break the glass with your knee. Good. So reaching back, go pushing through that left foot or that right foot and driving that knee up. Good. The 40-yard dash is not just a measurement of speed, it's a measurement of your overall athleticism as an athlete. As you get older, it's going to be very important that you focus on improvement and focusing on your running mechanics, your arm drive, your leg drive. Those minor things are going to have a big effect on your 40-yard dash over the long haul and help you become a better teammate.